Good morning, kiddos. Miss Aude here. So today we're going to be working on our reading comprehension. So to do that, we'll go ahead and open up our Google Classroom. If you do not have access to our Google Classroom, that's okay. Go ahead and keep watching this video. I will be reading the comprehension passage with you. But if you can access our Google Classroom, sorry, I meant to open 5th grade. This is our class code, UCYC5B5. And you'll go ahead and just scroll, and all your assignments will be on this first tab. There's the assignment for yesterday, and there's the assignment for just a reminder on March 20th to explore my page. There's also the time frame of when I will be able to be online with you to talk to you. So for 5th graders, your Zoom time is between 8:30 to 9, and if you click that, I can be online with you today and every day, Monday through Friday. Okay, so for today's assignment, we have a reading titled Cyborg Athletes. So first thing I notice when look at this passage is there's a photograph right above the title, Cyborg Athletes. And I notice a lot that this man seems to have a robot arm, and he is using clothespins. He's using a clothespin to pin something up onto a line of some sort. So I read the caption to get more information. A cybathlon competitor demonstrates his dexterity with a powered prosthetic arm. Oh, this is a prosthetic arm. A prosthetic arm is an arm that is not human, it's man-made arm. And dexterity means how well you can move your fingers, your little muscles. So it looks like this prosthetic arm is pretty cool. It can help this man do some small muscle activity like clipping a clothespin, right? So this guy is a cybathlon. I wonder what a cybathlon is. He's a cybathlon competitor, so there's a competition of some sort. All right, let's go ahead and read our passage. Cyborg athletes. Athletes with disabilities use special equipment to compete in the Paralympic Games. Okay, so we're going to be talking about athletes, and these athletes have some disabilities, and they use equipment or tools so that they can compete in a Paralympic Games. It sounds like Olympic, but it's called Paralympic. I wonder why. Maybe because they have a disability. Among other sports, they play wheelchair basketball and ski with prosthetic legs. Oh, interesting. So they don't. The Paralympians play basketball even though they're using a wheelchair. Now, some athletes are combining their own strengths with those of robotics in a new kind of competition. Okay, so I guess cyborg sounds like a robot, right? If I think about, I've watched that movie, I think Batman or what is that? The Justice League with Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, and there's a new character, Cyborg, and he is pretty much man plus robot, right? In October 2016, Switzerland held the world's first cybathlon, also known as the Cyborg Olympics. Oh, that's pretty recent. That's just 4 years ago. So in Switzerland, they held their first Cyborg Olympics. So maybe robot slash human Olympic Games. People with disabilities aided by robotics competed in various events. Oh, I see. So just like the Paralympic, these are for people with disabilities, but in this case, they are using robots to compete. Each athlete, called a pilot, was assisted by engineers or computer experts. One event, called Brain Runners, had players use their brain waves to race in a video game. So I find it interesting that the author put quotation marks around the word pilot because we know pilot as a person who flies an airplane or a helicopter. But in this case, the athlete is a pilot because they're not flying an airplane or a helicopter, but they are controlling um, a robot of some sort. Like in this example, like one event is, so that means this is an example of an event they have, is that this event called Brain Runners have players using their brain waves. So they use something in their brains because perhaps they don't have hands or fingers, so they're using their brain waves so that they can play a video game or to race in a video game. Most events included daily tasks that can be difficult for people with disabilities. Oh, just like this picture up here. This looks like something, a task that would be easy if this man had his biological arm, his bio arm, but it might be hard controlling a robot to do that. For example, pilots without arms competed in one race in which they controlled robotic arms and hands. Interesting, yeah, that really matches the photograph up above. They raced to clip clothespins and open jars. Interesting. Pilots whose legs were paralyzed took part in another race. Oh, I see. So this is a race for people who um, who might be missing an arm, and now they have races for people who might be missing their legs. They strapped into robotic suits called exoskeletons and raced to climb stairs and navigate their way through an obstacle course. Oh, and if I look to the side here, this um, little sidebar is titled Powered Exoskeleton. So if I look at this person's legs, there's some sort of machine attached to his waist and then down to his legs, and there are some labels here. Motion sensors in waist harness. Oh, this is a sensor. So a motion sensors, that means it detects or it feels whenever there's movement. Crutches for balance. Oh, this helps this person to not fall down when they're using this type of equipment. And then this equipment also have um, leg braces and straps for support. No, there's so that it's attached to their legs. They have some form of straps. All right, interesting. So this is an exoskeleton. So an exoskeleton means an outside skeleton. Some animals have exoskeletons, like scorpions. They don't have their skeleton inside. They're actually on the outside. Such equipment may never be welcome in the Paralympic Games. Athletes in those games must depend on their own muscles. Robotic legs might give athletes an unfair advantage in the high jump, for instance. So that's why they started a different game called Cyborg Olympics because these type of tools or equipments are not allowed in the Paralympic Games. They don't want the robotic equipments to give the athlete unfair advantage. And they gave an example, for instance, in the high jump, where athletes have to jump um, over a over a stick, and they don't want any help with that. They don't want the athletes to get any help with that. The Cybathlon was more than a sports event. Scientists used the games to test new ideas and technology. They wanted to show how useful this gear can be in the daily lives of people with disabilities. For example, robotic arms could help wounded soldiers return to work, and exoskeletons could help paralyzed people walk again. So this event is not just for fun and games. Scientists use this event to test their new ideas and new technology to help people with disabilities. And whenever I see the word for example, I understand that that's just one of the things that these equipment can do, or this technology can help with, can help people with disability with. Some people worry that blending human and machine could lead to accidents and abuses. Can you think of some? Can you think of accidents and abuses that can happen when we blend human and machine together? However, this gear is already in use. We may soon see it all around us. Cyborg athletes are giving us a sneak peek of that future. So imagine and kind of make a prediction of how our future would look like if we can combine human with machine. All right, so now that we've completed this reading, sorry about the noise, there's machine behind me. We're going to go ahead and answer some questions. Again, if you cannot access the Google Classroom, go ahead and keep watching the video and just press pause after each question and write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Okay? So the first question is, what do most events in the Cyborg Olympics include? Press pause and write your answer. How are the Cyborg Olympics helpful for scientists? Is it A, scientists test new ideas and technology during the Cyborg Olympics? B, scientists get to meet new people? Or C, scientists don't find Cyborg Olympics helpful? So go ahead and pick your answer. What information can readers learn from the powered exoskeleton sidebar? So looking at this sidebar, what can we learn from the the powered exoskeleton? So I read to you the the labels, and now I'm going to read to you the caption. An exoskeleton uses sensors and microprocessors similar to a computer to calculate how a user plans to move, then produces that motion. Users can lean forward to stand or walk and lean backward to stop and sit. So, is it A? From the powered exoskeleton sidebar, readers can learn about how the exoskeleton technology works and what it helps users do? Or is it B? The photographs, sorry, I should say the photograph was not helpful? Or C, the photograph shows very little information on the powered exoskeleton? I will fix that. I will take away those S's. It's good to edit your work. Why are robotic arms and legs prohibited in the Paralympic Games? So go ahead and click pause and write your answer and then press play. So once you've completed these questions, if you have any questions, just remember I can be reached for fifth graders. I can be reached every day, Monday through Friday, from 8:30 to 9 using our Zoom app or our Zoom website. So what you can do is go to my website. I will add a link to the description below on this video, and you will go to grade 5 on my website, and you will click this Zoom logo, and every Monday through Friday I will be available for you to ask questions, if you have any, from 8:30 to 9. You can also log on and I can go over the questions with you, and I can go over the reading materials with you. All right, goodbye. Hope to see you guys soon.